Hello reception, I hope you're well. Today I'm going to read a book for you called Frog and the Stranger. I know we've been doing lots of learning about superheroes, and sometimes superheroes are really big, they've got special powers, they wear capes, they wear their pants outside their trousers, and sometimes heroes are a bit quieter and they're a bit harder to see. And I'm wondering, if I read this book, if you can see a hero in this book, and maybe you can think about why they're a hero. Okay, Frog and the Stranger. One day, a stranger arrived and made a camp at the edge of the woods. It was Pig who discovered him first. "Have you seen him?" asked Pig excitedly when he met Duck and Frog. "No, what's he like?" asked Duck. "If you ask me, he looks like a filthy, dirty rat," said Pig. "What does he want here?" "You have to be careful of rats," said Duck. "They're a thieving lot." "How do you know?" said Frog. "Everyone knows," said Duck indignantly. But Frog wasn't so sure. He wanted to see for himself. That night, when darkness fell, he saw a red glow in the distance. Frog crept near. At the edge of the woods, he saw a couple of sticks with a rag draped over them, like a makeshift untidy tent. The stranger was cooking a pot over a fire. There was a wonderful smell, and Frog thought it all looked very cosy. "I've seen him," Frog told the others next day. "And?" asked Pig. "He looks like a nice fellow," said Frog. "Be careful," said Pig. "Remember, he's a dirty rat." "I'll bet he'll eat all our food without even doing a day's work," said Duck. "Rats are cheeky and lazy." But that wasn't true. Rat was always busy. He collected wood and skillfully made a table and bench. He wasn't really dirty either. He often bathed in the river, although he looked a little scruffy. One day, Frog decided to visit Rat. Rat was sitting, resting on his new bench in the sun. "Hello," said Frog. "I'm Frog." "I know," said Rat. "I can see that. I'm not stupid. I can read and write, and I speak 3 languages, English, French and German." Frog was very impressed. Even Hare couldn't do that. Just then Pig arrived. "Where are you from?" he asked Rat angrily. "From everywhere and nowhere," replied Rat calmly. "Well, why don't you go back?" cried Pig. "You've no business here." Rat remained calm. "I have travelled all over the world," said Rat unmoved. "It's peaceful here, and there's a wonderful view over to the river. I like it here." "I bet you stole the wood," said Pig. "I found it," said Rat, in a dignified voice. "It belongs to everyone." "Dirty rat," muttered Pig. Yes, said Rat bitterly. "Everything is always my fault. Rat is always blamed for everything." Frog, Pig and Duck went to visit Hare. "The filthy rat must leave," said Pig. "He's no right to be here. He steals our wood and he's rude as well," cried Duck. "Quiet, quiet," said Hare. "He may be different from us, but he's not doing anything wrong, and the wood belongs to everyone." From that day on, Frog went to visit Rat regularly. They sat side by side on the bench, enjoying the view, and Rat told Frog stories of his adventures around the world, for he had travelled widely and he had many exciting experiences. Pig disapproved of Frog. "You shouldn't go round with that filthy rat," he said. "Why not?" asked Frog. "Because he's different from us," said Duck. "Different?" said Frog. But we're all different." "No," said Duck, "we belong together. Rat isn't from round here." Then one day, Pig was careless whilst he was cooking. Flames leapt up from the frying pan. Soon the fire spread and the flames were everywhere. The house was ablaze. He ran out terrified. "Fire! Fire!" he screamed. But Rat was already there. He hurried between the river and the house where buckets of water and fought the flames until the fire was out. The roof of Pig's house was totally destroyed. All the animals stood round in shock. Now Pig was homeless, but he needn't have worried. The next day Rat came round with a hammer and nails. As quick as a flash the house was repaired. Another time, Hare went to the river to fetch some water. Suddenly he slipped and fell into deep water. He couldn't swim. "Help! Help!" he shouted loudly. It was Rat who heard the shouts at once and dived straight into the water. Quickly he rescued Hare and brought him to the safe, dry bank. Everyone now agreed that Rat could stay. He was constantly happy and cheerful and was allowed there and was always there if someone needed help. He often thought of fun things to do, like having a picnic by the river or a trip to the forest. And during the evenings he told them all exciting stories about dragons in China and other exciting things that he had encountered in the world. It was a very happy time, and Rat always had new tales to tell. But one fine day when Frog visited his friend Rat, he couldn't believe his eyes. The tent had been taken down, and Rat was standing there with his rucksack. "Are you leaving?" asked Frog in amazement. "It's time to move on," said Rat. "I might go to America. I've never been there before." Frog was devastated. Devastated. What does devastated mean? With tears in their eyes, Frog, Duck, Hare and Pig said goodbye to their friend Rat. "Perhaps I'll come back one day," said Rat cheerfully. "Then I'll build a bridge over the river." Then he left, that filthy, dirty, but nice, cheeky, helpful, clever Rat. They stared after him until he disappeared behind the hill. "We'll miss him," said Hare with a sigh. Yes, Rat left an empty space behind, but the bench was still there, and the four friends often sat together on it and talked over their memories of their good friend Rat. And there's Rat going off to explore the world. There's lots of things that you could talk about in that book, isn't there? But as we're talking about heroes, I love how Rat, even though he didn't have any superpowers, he was still able to help people. And he still decided to help people, even when they were really mean to him. I think he was a very, very good hero. And what do you think about Frog? Do you think he was a bit of a hero as well? He didn't let what other people think make up his mind about another person. I think that's pretty heroic as well. Anyway, I hope you have a lovely evening and take care, and hopefully see you soon.